Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you another FIFA 13 tutorial. Now this tutorial is going to cover basic goalkeeper distribution because being able to distribute effectively with your goalkeeper is a key ability in FIFA because it enables you to start attacks much easier, because you see so many people online rely on just punting the ball upfield with the keeper. If you have a little bit more finesse with your goalkeeper distribution, you can create more attacks, keep more possession, and as a result of those things, score more goals. So this tutorial is going to give you just a couple of tips to make sure you pick the right option when you have the keeper. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building on these basic tips in the later tutorial, also on goalkeeper distribution. So hopefully this tutorial will set the groundwork for that later tutorial, and by the end of both of them, you'll be able to quickly evaluate the situation, choose the right option, and more importantly, execute the right option. So let's get right on with the tutorial. Now, as this clip pauses here, the most important thing I can get across to you guys as part of this tutorial is to consult your radar. Now, if you have a look at the screen from here, you can see that my goalkeeper, Tim Howard, has picked the ball up under no pressure. So he's got a lot of time just to walk around, have a look at what options are open to him. And if you have a look at the radar in the bottom center of the screen, you can see very clearly that there's a lot of space for my team at the right-hand side of the pitch. Now, good goalkeeper distribution doesn't mean throwing the ball 80 meters or kicking it, 100 meters and getting it to drop on a pinpoint. It can be just a quick short throw to a guy in space to get the attack moving, and that's the very basic starting point with goalkeeper distribution. You don't have to be too fancy, that comes later. If you're constantly giving the ball away with your keeper or just punting it upfield, just take that extra couple of seconds when you've got the ball, have a quick glance at the radar, and if there's someone immediately clear to you who's in space, just throw the ball out. You don't have to do it with too much power. And as you can see, just that one simple throw gets the team moving forward without too much hassle and can move you up the pitch and help you to create more attacks. So tip one, when you're just starting out distributing the ball with your keeper, keep it simple, check the radar, and don't try and throw it too far. Right, let's move on again. Now, this second example builds on the let's keep it simple philosophy we talked about in the first clip. Now, as you can see, as the clip pauses here, Tim Howard has the ball rolling towards him with an opposition striker in the middle of the penalty box, just about to advance towards him. Now, you see a lot of people panic in this situation, either try something too intricate or try and hammer it upfield straight away without having a look at what the options are. Now, if you have a look at my back four here, you see that they're quite narrow. Normally, what I like to do in this situation is just to play a nice simple pass to a fullback and move on from there. But as you can see, due to the fact that the back four is so narrow, that option isn't really on, because the last thing you want to do is muck up your pass, especially with the new first touch mechanic and the new much more accurate ball physics. Keepers' first touches are a lot more dodgy now, so you don't want to risk that little ball going wrong and giving your opponent the free goal. So what I like to do in this situation is just take the ball down with the keeper, perhaps advance one or two strides, and then dink it into a winger. Now, this is a ball which has, I'd say, 99% pass accuracy. You're not going to mess this ball up, regardless of whether your keeper's Iker Casillas or a bronze guy. You're not going to mess this up at all. And it's just a nice, simple technique of getting the ball upfield, getting the ball away from the keeper, because that is the most dangerous position for the ball to be, at the feet of your own keeper. You want to move that away, but in a controlled manner. And that nice little dink into a winger or a more advanced fullback is a great way to do that. Now, this third tip is a tip I use absolutely all the time. It is a brilliant way to launch attacks quickly and to take defences completely by surprise, because one of the things you see quite often when your keeper does get possession of the ball, especially in his hands, it's after an enemy breakaway or an opposition breakaway. So you often see quite broken field as the fullbacks of the opponent have pushed up and the midfield have moved up into your attacking third as the enemy team moves up the pitch. Now, this throw can take out sometimes as much as 8 opposition players, and it's so easy to do. Now, what I would recommend to do, first and foremost, as always, consult the radar. Now, if you have a look at the radar in the bottom centre of the screen, you can see that my centre forward, the blue circle, is in plenty of space. Now, this is the best throw you can normally get away with, because sometimes if you go and try and throw it straight to a striker, the centre half can bump him, and the new first touch mechanic really does punish you if the defender gets some contact on you. So the touch can skew off, the defender can sweep in, and your attack breaks down. However, the vast majority of the time, especially if you play a 4-1-2-1-2 or a 4-3-1-2, which is, in my opinion, are my two favourite formations, you have a centre forward or a centre attacking mid with two up top in front of him. So you have both of your strikers occupy the centre halves, normally leaving the centre forward free. Now, especially if the enemy's been on an attack, the midfield have pushed up past the centre forward, and that leaves him a lot of space. And if you can find him with one accurate throw, you can turn basically the entire opposition team around and get yourself moving up the pitch. So once you've had a bit more of a practice just throwing those short throws, I really do recommend going for the centre forward if he's open. That's what I always normally do. I get the ball in my keeper's hands, make sure he hasn't dropped it, have a look at the centre forward. If he's not open, have a look at the wingers. If they're not open, have a look at the fullbacks. If they aren't open, kick the ball away. You know, you've got enough time with the ball in your hands to make this decision. So just by slowing your decision-making process down, you make the right decision 9 times out of 10 instead of 4 or 5 times out of 10. So that's the end of my goalkeeper distribution tutorial 101. It's got 3 or 4 simple tips that everyone can follow, and if you do follow them, your play will improve, your possession stats will improve, you'll create a lot more attacks, and you'll just take a lot of pressure off your defence, because there's nothing that puts pressure on your defence more than bad goalkeeper distribution. So guys, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did like it, it would make a massive difference to me if you managed to click that like button. You know, it really does make a huge difference to my channel. But guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Plenty more FIFA 13 tutorials to come, and as always guys, have a great day.
He's given that everything. No difficulty at all for the goalkeeper.